Welcome into TarTV, Alex Crawford, former Long Beach Wilson star, the big man Howard Kroom with you here live from Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium. We're just a couple minutes away from a tip-off between the Lady Sailors and the Los Alamitos Griffins. Now, Howard, the last time we saw the Lady Sailors here, they beat Laguna Beach by almost 50, demolished them. They haven't lost since then. 5-game winning streak for the Sailors. They come here to tonight, a Sunset Conference cross-conference matchup. Sailors undefeated in the Wave League. Los Alamitos winless in the Surf League. But the Griffins, 7-5, Newport Harbor 10-2. Will be a tough matchup. Howard, 5 games in a row for Newport Harbor. What does it take to go on a win streak like that in not just out of conference, not just against some scrubs, but in conference play?
Well, the Sailors have been playing hard all season. They've come out with something to prove. As we know, haven't been to the playoffs since 2011, so it's been a 10-year drought. Coach Angel's an alum of this program. She takes a lot of pride in the success of her team, and it's shown this year. They practice hard, they play hard, fundamentally sound, and they run their stuff, and they're coached well. It all shows up on the court. It comes together. They're 10-2. 5 games in a row. It's going to be a tough matchup here, but their hopes are to keep it going and don't stop until the end of the playoffs.
Well, it's looking likely. The signs are pointing towards at least one playoff game here at Yardley Court, Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium. Sailors currently ranked number 2 in Division 4 Single A. Like you said, Howard, they haven't been to the playoffs since 2011. So not only are playoff chances are a lot would have to go wrong in the next couple games. This is the start of their final 4 games of the season. So a lot would have to go wrong to not make the postseason. But even then, things are shaping up and looking good for the Sailors to host a playoff game here. How cool would that be for these girls?
Absolutely. Not making the playoffs is nowhere near these girls' minds right now. As you said, it's about hosting a playoff game. Not just one, hopefully 2, hopefully 3, and make a deep run to a CIF championship.
We'll take a quick breather here as they play the national anthem. Then we'll come back with starting lineups and tip-off from tonight's game between the Los Alamitos Griffins and your Newport Harbor Sailors. You're watching Newport Harbor Girls Basketball on TarTV.
Would everyone please rise for the singing of the national anthem?
Welcome back into TarTV. Starting lineups getting set in front of us here at Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium. Your starting 5 for the Los Alamitos Griffins. Dylan Payne, the point guard, wearing number 1, senior. The freshman guard, number 3, Kaylee Liu. Number 15, another freshman guard, Cassidy Beach. Number 21, another freshman guard, Megan Lee, and number 44, a freshman center, Emmy Fell. So Howard, at first glance, looking at that Los Al starting lineup, a young team for head coach Maya Kennedy coming up from the Los Alamitos area.
To have 3 freshmen in the starting lineup, to have 3 freshmen on varsity it's either one, impressive by those freshmen, or it's not a good sign for the team. But what it tells me tonight is it's impressive for the freshmen because the team's already won 7 games this season. So they must be playing well in the lineup for Coach Kennedy.
Looking over at the Sailors starting 5, that point guard, number 11, the senior, Dalen Renee. The shooting guard, number 22, junior, Chase Dionio. Another guard, the junior, number 23, Sydney Jover. Emma Foltz, forward, number 55. And rounding things out, the senior forward, 6 foot, number 15, Willa Raff. Howard, the last game we did here against Laguna Beach, that 49-point win for the Sailors, Chase Dionio balled out. She's continued to ball out this season. Last game, the big win last Thursday in overtime against Huntington Beach. By the way, first time in program history, or at least in recorded history, according to Coach Angel, that the Sailors beat the Huntington Beach Oilers. So a huge win. Dionio had 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. She did have 7 turnovers in that game, so we look for her to limit that this afternoon against the Griffins.
Well, this team's been out for blood all season, and you mentioned Dionio's performance in the last game that we did. I remember in the first or second quarter, we were wondering what the all-time single-game scoring record was for Newport Harbor Sailors, so she had a heck of a game.
Willa Rath to tip it off against Emmy Fell. The ball's in the air. Rath tips it back to Jover, and we're underway from Yardley Court. Sailors in white. Dionio slashing quickly. A lot of contact, a late whistle. And Dionio getting right to work. She'll go to the line shooting 2.
Getting started early. She had no questions about what she was doing with it. Got the ball and attacked the basket hard immediately.
As I said, Dionio, 20-point game, led the Sailors last Thursday in that 67-65 overtime win against Huntington Beach. Of note in that game, first time the Sailors had won potentially ever in program history, but Huntington's their D1, and Newport Harbor is D4 single A. So Harbor playing up and hanging in there and winning against a tough opponent. Dionio splits the pair, 1-0, Sailors lead 10 seconds into this game.
We see Newport Harbor came out with the press after the made basket. We know both teams, well, we heard Coach Kennedy say before the game for Los Al she wants her team to get out and run, and we know how Newport Harbor plays.
Emma Foltz pressures, and Cassidy Beach turns it over for Los Al. They called her for a double dribble, and Jover will push it ahead to Renee. Feeds Rath down low. The ball movement is beautiful, and Foltz lays it in.
The ball travels faster than human beings do, so they beat the zone with good ball movement.
Here comes Lou for the Griffins. Right in front of the Sailors bench. She's double-teamed. Gets it over to Megan Lee. That sells with it. In the corner, Payne, three-pointer, rims out. And Foltz, tough board for her.
Good positioning by Foltz on the rebound.
That's Jover bringing it across the timeline for the Sailors. And she gets it over to Dionio. Double teamed right away, feeds it inside. Jover, open 3, on the way, boom! Sydney Jover drops that one in. Sailors up 6-0.
Well, Los Al's playing a 2-3 defense as they're running right here.
Ooh, pick, pop, missed it. Rebound, last touch by Newport Harbor.
Yeah, Los Al on defense. They're running a 2-3 zone. There's going to be a lot of three-point opportunities for Newport Harbor if they can move the ball, and they may be able to find Foltz and Rath down in the middle in the soft part of that zone.
That's Lou with it. She'll trigger a 3. Too much gas on that one. Rebound Karams into Sydney. Jover pushes it ahead. Dionio leaking out, going to the cup and laying it in. Chase Dionio never stops moving. And the Sailors blanking Los Al right now early in this game.
Dylan Payne has done a good job of breaking the Newport Harbor press by herself just with the dribble.
She does there. She feeds it down low to Cassidy Beach, and the freshman can't corral it out of bounds. It'll be tipped out by the Sailors, so possession Los Al.
It really helps when you've got somebody like Payne to just settle everything down, just a sturdy presence as she almost throws it away there on the inbounds play.
Well, Jover, the Sailors, Coach Angel's squad. This is our second game broadcast for them, and every time we see them, Howard, they impress me with how they fly around the hardwood, disrupting, tipping balls, creating steals, creating turnovers. It's really impressive to watch.
They do the little things right, and they play really hard.
Shot clock down to 2. They got to get the shot off. They do, and Renee grabs the rebound for the Sailors, but Fultz turns it over. She couldn't corral it on the pass from Renee, and it'll be Los Al ball 2 minutes into this game.
Well, Renee was in great position. Renee was in great position on the rebound. Rath in great position on the defense. It just goes to what we're saying, Coach Angel, with the fundamentals and the tough coaching.
That's Beach dribbling in. Off the glass and good. The bank's open in Newport Beach. And Los Al is on the board. It had been an 8-0 Sailors run to start the game. Los Al now trails by 6.
That was a defensive lapse.
That one pinballs around, and it's tipped inbounds, kept inbounds by Rath. But Los Al going to bring it up. Payne sprinting ahead, off the glass and in, and one. Dylan Payne hard to the cup. And now Los Al's come alive here. 5:33 to go in the first quarter.
Well, good hustle by Rath down at this end. And Fultz got all the way back, but not in time. Dylan Payne with the strong finish for the and one.
Los Al coming into this evening's game, a 2-game win streak. As we talked about in our pregame show, Sailors have won 5 in a row, 3-0 in the Wave League. This is a Sunset Conference crossover game, so this won't count for the league standings. Payne can't complete the three-point play, and Dionio brings it up for Newport. Threads the needle to Jover. Now they work it around to Fultz. Back to Dionio, foul line, outside. Jover, quick three, high arcing shot, short. Rebound, Los Al.
This feels like a game to me with potential to be busted open.
Oh, that one's mishandled. It's on the deck. Fultz has it tied up. And jump ball. So possession Newport Harbor on the jump. Possession Los Al. Fultz hitting the deck. Well, Howard, I think one thing I've noticed early in this game is both these teams like to run. Both these teams coming out of the gates with a ton of energy. If that JV game before us is any indication, that was a close 1-point Sailors victory. And that had the whole arena on their feet watching that one. This game, I think these girls are geeked up to play after that close JV matchup.
Both teams playing hard. I feel like the Sailors have a little bit more firepower as we see the turnover by Los Al.
Megan Lee steps on the sideline right near the Yardley court text, and it'll be Sailors basketball up by 4. Little floater from Jover, short. Rath, tough rebound. Has it blocked. Los Al pushing it the other way. That's Megan Lee bringing it up for them. She finds Lou in the corner. Three-pointer on the way. Too strong. Rebound grabbed by Emma Fultz.
If I'm Newport Harbor, I want to slow it down and just run our stuff. That was a good give and go last time by Jover and Renee. But Los Al just getting their hands in the passing lane and giving Sailors problems.
Dionio hangs in the air, short, gets her own rebound, padding her stats off the glass. It's tipped out. In the corner, Renee can't grab it, out of bounds.
It just seems like a couple of little things. Fingertips on the ball by Los Al. The Sailors fumbling it out of bounds. It feels like the Sailors can break it open, but still just an 8-4 game early on.
I like what you said earlier, Howard, about Newport Harbor's firepower. They do have firepower. We're up here singing the praises of the junior guard, Chase Dionio, but Sydney Jover's averaging 11 points a game and 2.3 assists this season. Willa Rath, 8 points, 9 boards this season. It's a well-balanced attack for Newport Harbor.
We saw Renee light it up the last game we watched.
Oh, drawing the contact and putting it in. What a move. Dylan Payne.
Payne is tough.
That was a nasty shot. Jover. Inside, Rath puts it on the deck, and they're going to call a foul before the shot against Los Alamitos.
Payne might have all 6 points. No, she has an assist to Cassidy Beach.
Payne's got 4 points and an assist halfway through, just exactly halfway through this opening quarter. 3:47 to go. Renee, three-pointer, hand in her face. Nothing but nylon.
We know she can shoot.
And she's 1 for 1 from deep to open this game. They got to start the clock. They haven't started it, now they do. And it's 11-6 Sailors. Just under 4 minutes to go.
Some Los Alamitos cooking on the clock, huh?
Payne, shot, strong. Rebound, Los Al. Up and good. Emmy Fell, the freshman center. Too big, too strong. And Los Al, every time the Sailors punch them in the mouth, Howard, they start to claw back.
And I said it was Beach that scored earlier for Los Al. I'm sorry, it was Fell, I believe. I think Fell has 4 points right now for Los Al. She's tough and just a freshman.
As a young squad for head coach Maya Kennedy. Excited to see what they do in the future in the Sunset Conference. Jover in the corner. They work it around. Fultz's pass too high for Dionio. A turnover, and Coach Angels tell him to settle down.
Don't they feel out of sorts? They just right now the Sailors can't get right.
Well, Howard, we saw him 2 weeks ago against Laguna just storm out as De La Renee picks the pocket. That'll get you back in sorts. Bounce pass to Jover. She draws the contact. She'll go to the line to shoot too. So just like that, it's the defense. Against Laguna 2 weeks ago, it started with the defense. They won by 49. Here tonight, they seem a little out of sorts in the half-court offense. But steals, deflections, pokeaways, that's what's triggering things for the Sailors.
Absolutely. We already saw 2 points by Dionio on a breakaway where she was by herself. So you're exactly right. The half-court offense has been a real struggle so far.
So checking into the game now for the first time is the junior 6-foot Emma Coatsworth. She replaces Emma Fultz. 5 on the floor for the Sailors. Jover, Rath, Coatsworth, Renee, and Dionio. That one too strong. Tough board by Rath. Has it tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Losal. So the height and the aggressiveness of Willa Rath are going to be a handful for Losal. These freshman centers might get eaten alive by the senior Rath here tonight.
It's crazy to think they're only freshmen. They got so long to go, so much room to grow.
Nice find. Baseline J by Rath is true. And Dionio directed that one from the baseline. Moved Rath into position. Oh, my goodness.
Well, it was a heads-up play by Dionio, because if that was me, I would have thrown it against the back of my own backboard. But Dionio knew. She told her teammate, get to the baseline, give me an angle. That was a perfect look.
Well, Howard, also on the last game we did, I know as fans of old school hoops, you and I, we loved the baseline J's from Robinson, Coatsworth, Rath. And Rath comes out there looking like Tim Duncan hitting that J. Another tough shot by Payne. Rebound grab by Coatsworth. Poked away by Payne. She doesn't quit.
Payne is an issue. She's breaking the press all by herself. Now we see her with the great steal.
And she just looks like a point guard out there.
Very sturdy, very stable.
Hand in her face, pulls up for 3. Rebound, grabbed by her teammate. That's Lou in the corner. She'll shoot a 3. Rims out. Little bunny shot for Payne. Pinballs around, stays inbounds. Nope. Last touch by Losal, out of bounds. Cassidy Beach tried to save it. And it's going to be Sailors basketball. 2:17 remaining in the first quarter. Sailors lead by 6.
Kaylee Lou has been letting them fly from deep for LaSalle, so she wouldn't be shooting with that much confidence if she doesn't usually make them. So I expect her to get hot at some point.
Lael sells and checks out of the game for LaSalle. Emmy Fell checks back in. And Jover brings it up for the Sailors, goes behind the back. Oh! Almost put that one on a highlight reel. It's picked off by LaSalle. Here comes Megan Lee. Bounce pass. That one's swatted by Fultz. Jover picks it up. Sailors looking to run. Dionio leaking out once again. Goes to the rack with a left hand and puts it home. Chase Dionio. Full steam ahead.
Dionio, a look at the Sailors just playing hard.
It ends up on the ground. Everyone diving for it. Jover disrupts. And LaSalle gets it across. Baseline pass. I thought it was going to be a shot. It's picked off. Dionio's running again. And Jover's pass just a little too high. But the Sailors, hey, catch your breath. Take a sip of Gatorade. Get a breather because they're looking to run.
If you're LaSalle on offense and you're guarding Chase Dionio, as soon as the ball goes up, you can't crash the board. You got to run back and locate Dionio immediately because she's probably streaking to the basket.
LaSalle trying to break the press. Rath disrupts it. And Fultz gets it with authority. Now Dionio. In the corner. Jover. Open 3. On the way. Air ball. Rebound. Karams into the hands of Fultz. Now Rath has it. She goes up. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Jover shoots that high arcing 3. Every time she lets it go, you're holding your breath because it looks like it's going to drop in all net.
A raindrop from the corner.
She's got to keep shooting them.
Willa Rath at the line. 46% free throw shooter on the season. She misses the first. Rath had a big game Thursday night against Huntington Beach. 17 points, 50% from the field to go along with 11 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals.
She's an active player. Last time we saw her play here at Newport Harbor, she left midway through for a lacrosse game, but had 2 big blocks on her way out.
And she misses the second. It's tipped out to Jover. Gets it back to Rath in the paint. Oh, touched every part of the rim. Fultz is there. She's tied up, and it's stripped away. Physical game.
Credit Coatsworth for playing hard on that free throw.
Sailors press is harassing. Los Al can't get it across the timeline. They're going to whistle, or they're going to get a timeout. Timeout taken by Los Alamitos head coach Maya Kennedy. We'll keep it right here, Howard. It's a bit of a track meet thus far. Sailors doubling up Los Alamitos 16-8, just under a minute to go in the quarter. But Los Al, at least early in the game, they seem like a team that's not going to go away.
Neither teams look great on offense tonight, but the defense has kept both teams in. A lot of steals, a lot of active hands in the passing lane thus far. I think whoever settles down first is going to have an opportunity to kind of take hold of this game.
Los Alamitos, they want to have a chance. They got to put, almost like you'd put a linebacker spying a mobile quarterback in football, they got to keep someone on Dionio at all times. Because as soon as that transition game starts, she's sprinting down the court and usually open for a layup. And the Sailors, her teammates, Jover, Rath, etc., they've got the vision to find her.
And if it's not on the scouting report yet, I'm sure it will be in the second quarter. If you're guarding Dionio, don't crash the boards. You just got to locate her and get back.
So Los Alamitos to inbound, final minute of the opening quarter. The Griffins get it into Lou. She brings it up. They break the press. Cutting to the cup is Payne. Missed that one. Willa Rath tied up on the rebound. It'll be a jump ball. This time it's possession Sailors. So the height of the Sailors, the size of the Sailors, helping them grab those boards. But credit Coach Kennedy's squad for flying to the ball and tying up all the rebounders.
Payne's had a couple opportunities at the basket. She just hasn't been able to finish.
Dionio, elbow J from Fultz, rattles in and out. Rebound Payne. And she will bring it up patiently across half court for Los Alamitos. Shot clock and game clock are practically sequential. Tough shot. Goes home for Sells. And we got 10 seconds on the game clock for Jover as she brings it up across half court. Now Rath has it for the Sailors. 5 to go in the first quarter. In the paint, bounce pass intercepted. 2 seconds to go. Megan Lee going to shoot it from full court. It's short. We're headed to the second quarter, a 6-point Sailors lead, 16-10. A track meet. The girls need to catch their breath. We need to do the same when we come back. Second quarter action between your Newport Harbor Sailors and the Los Alamitos Griffins. You are watching Newport Harbor Girls Basketball on TarTV. Welcome back in to Newport Harbor Girls Basketball. Second quarter getting started. Sailors lead by 6. A lot of running in that first quarter. Sailors offense predicated by their defense. Megan Lee, high arcing 3, rebound grab by Lou. Floater in the lane, tipped out. Lou regroups. And Los Al with some second chances here on this first possession of the second quarter.
Alex, Lou is only a freshman. Just look at the way she carries herself. She gets the ball, she brings it out with comfort, resets the offense. When we're calling her games her senior year, she's going to look like a 10-year vet out there.
Well, I have Los Alamitos girls basketball circled as a program to watch in the Sunset Conference for the years coming forward. Payne, straightaway three-pointer. Rims out, tough board. Corralled by Coatsworth, bounce pass to Jover, cutting to the cup. She puts it home. Sailors are looking to run, and no one can catch them.
Dionio with the one-handed half-court bounce pass.
And Los Al tries to push it to break the press. It's deflected into the hands of Coatsworth. Now Renee, double-teamed. Bounce pass at the elbow. Jover, harassed. Coatsworth, Dionio. Oh, no look off the glass. Dionio with the head fake. Renee with the finish. Timeout, Maya Kennedy. Timeout, Los Alamitos.
Coach Kennedy out there knows exactly what she wants her team to do. Is going to draw it up for him. She's going to take every opportunity to coach, and like we just talked about a second ago, Alex, you could tell she, just like Coach Angel, Coach Kennedy running a high-level program. I'm sure she played at a high level herself.
Oh, absolutely. She got the clipboard out there drawing up plays, and that's why this isn't going to be a repeat of our last home broadcast of Sailors Hoops where they won by 49 against Laguna Beach. This is not going to be that kind of game. Yes, the Sailors are doubling up the Griffins right now, 20-10. But that quick 4-0 run by the Sailors to open up this quarter, and boom, quick timeout from Kennedy. She wants to make adjustments. I don't think we're going to see Los Alamitos let the Sailors get that far of a lead. I think they're going to do everything they can, obviously.
Well, you got 3 freshmen in the lineup. You're playing the number 2 team in the Division 4A, so these are always going to be learning opportunities, and she's building a program for long-term success.
That's Payne. Up ahead to Sells. Now Lou breaks the press, gets it down low, and it rattles home. Megan Lee puts that in for Los Al. And Jover brings it up for the Sailors, standing right on the logo. Sydney Jover. That one's picked off by Dylan Payne. Going to the hoop, the fake. Puts it in. Dylan Payne points at her bench. 4-0 run by Los Al after the timeout.
And see, Coach Kennedy saying that's why we call it timeout. We coach and we run our stuff, and here's what the results are.
Dionio up top, Fultz gets it back, finds Coatsworth down to the block, threads the needle to Renee. Now Fultz dishing, Jover, Renee mishandled, tied up. The tenacity of Dalen Renee has it poked away on the steal and immediately ties up the defender. No time to hang your head, no time to sulk. Dalen Renee is a two-way player. I think this Wholesalers team is a bunch of two-way players, Howard.
Dalen Renee does everything for her team. She plays defense, she hustles, she brings the ball up if she needs to, and most importantly, strokes it consistently.
Emma Fultz trying to inbound it. Now she's tied up by Payne.
Newport Harbor, they've been all over they've been hitting the hardwood, getting fouls. It's been a physical and just active game. Everybody feels like just bodies falling all over the place.
I don't think we have one of those little mop crews here, you know, the dry off the floor crew at Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium, but if there was ever a game to have one, it would be this, because both teams are hitting the deck hard. Lou tries to thread the needle to Beach, and it's just a little bit over her outstretched arm, so another turnover. I don't have the numbers, but both teams committing plenty of turnovers. No one's being too careful with the ball here in this game.
Because both teams are getting a lot thrown at them. Different zone looks and presses after made baskets.
Now Dionio slicing off the glass. Rebound, Rath. It's tipped out. Sailors are there. Almost a major collision. Oh, nice find. Jover, Dionio, aggressive. And she's fouled.
Dionio so comfortable operating under the basket, uses her offhand to create a little space when she needs to. I like watching her play.
Oh, yeah. She's going to shoot 2 here. Chase Dionio, 5'8" junior. Shooting just under 50% from the charity stripe this season. That one goes home.
It's funny how free throw numbers go in high school, because she's obviously a much better shooter than 50% from the free throw line. I mean, I'm trusting her with the game on the line from deep, so... but small sample size.
Dionio sinks the first. 5:42 remaining in the second quarter. She hits a pair. And the Sailors' lead is back to 8. Sailors with the press. And they're going to get Fultz for the foul. So that's one way to bring it up when the opponent is full court pressing.
Well, the Sailors are not going to come out of that press even in the three-quarter court.
Payne up ahead.
And see, Los Al, they have found, they realize that they can hit these deep corners against Newport Harbor's press because it's open. The problem is they just haven't been able to execute it, and it's been turnover after turnover.
Payne tried to throw that one to Lou. It was too high now. Dionio stops her dribble. In the corner, Bland in the game now. Floater won't go. It's tipped out to Fultz. Dionio, three-pointer, hand in her face. Rims out. Fultz crashes the board again, puts it home. The hoop and the harm. Emma Fultz, the motor. And she was the key to the Sailors' offense on that possession, Howard.
And I'm glad she has something to show for it, because she's been very, very active out here today. Been all over the place on offense and defense.
Emma Foltz trying to complete three the old-fashioned way, and she pump fakes on the attempt. Her teammate Willa Rath, a lane violation.
Willa Rath is kicking herself like, man, I got to know that's Emma. She does that pump fake at the free throw line.
Emma Foltz, a great free throw shooter, 70% on the year. So that one won't count. Sailors lead is back up to 10, 5:10 remaining until halftime. Payne splits a double team, brings it up across half court.
Payne just disrespecting the press of Newport Harbor.
I think if you're Los Al, you gotta have Payne knifing through the press, and then you can hit a corner three. Megan Lee rattles it in. Under 5 remaining until halftime. Here's Dionio, top of the key, aggressive, stopped her dribble. In the corner, Bland, baseline, Jay, no. Rebound, Beach, and Beach is tied up. The senior 15, Rath, ties up the freshman 15, Beach. Willa Rath is fired up, and that's possession arrow Newport Harbor. I wish we had an official statistician sitting with us on this broadcast, Howard, because there have been a significant number of jump balls in this first half that have led to more possessions for the Sailors. Dionio, quick find. Foltz fires it up. Bland, rebound, put it home. Kate Bland.
Bland coming in with some real solid minutes off the bench.
Can Payne break the press again? She does it. That's just what the doctor ordered for Los Alamitos. Payne brings it up. And now on the baseline is Lou. Bounce pass inside. Oh, it's blocked by Rath, but that's a foul. And that is Sydney Corderboyd, another freshman, will go to the line with 2 free throws.
And Corderboyd, good size, good feet, coming from Lou, a freshman. I mean, we keep talking about it, but not just the 3 freshmen in the starting lineup, also the others off the bench. Coach Kennedy here, a lot of girls to work with and develop over the next few years.
It's 4 freshmen and 1 senior on the floor for Los Alamitos. Number 1, Dylan Payne, the senior point guard, the lone upperclassman out there.
She's probably going to play every minute of this game.
She's going to need to if Los Al wants a chance. 4 minutes to go until halftime. Foltz inside. Now Bland in the corner. Dionio, three-pointer on the way. Yes! Chase Dionio. And now she's playing defense. Payne can't split this one. Oh! I spoke too soon. Here comes Dylan Payne.
And Dionio was with you. She thought she was like, what happened? How did she get out of it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The only way Los Al has successfully broken the press this afternoon or this evening is when Dylan Payne brings it up solo. As Dionio picks that pocket. Jover, tried to underhand it to Dionio. Now here comes Payne. Off the glass, count it, and the foul. Dylan Payne brings the pain in the paint, and she'll go to the line for 3 the hard way.
Well, we see a 5-point swing right there. Newport Harbor was going to put up 2 points on the board. It looked like they had a breakaway layup. Comes back the other way instead for a possible 3-point play by Payne.
Kate Bland checks out for the Sailors. The junior 6-foot forward Emma Coatsworth checks back in. Dylan Payne at the line to complete the 3-point play. Shot is on the way. Short rebound, Coatsworth. And she'll move it up to Dionio. 5 on the floor for Newport Harbor. Dionio, Coatsworth, Rath, Jover, and Foltz. And Dionio, before I could even get through the starting lineup, attacks, draws the foul, will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, she truly does it all. She hits a 3 and then gets her hands in the passing lane, almost gets a steal. And it feels like when she wants to go to the basket, she can get to the right hand, get to the left hand, and feels like get to the free throw line at will.
Dionio sinks the first. Sailors lead is back to double digits, 3:29 remaining. That one bounces off. Collision. Dionio outside. Too strong. Jover grabs the board. Sailors crashing the boards. And now Jover will go to work just across half court. At the elbow, Foltz, baseline, Rath, outside, Dionio, another 3. This one goes home. Chase Dionio, give me some.
And there she is on defense.
Oh my gosh, deflects that.
The behind-the-back assist.
And Foltz puts it in.
No look, behind the back, falling out of bounds, assist after sinking a 3-pointer.
Put that on the highlight reel, Chase Dionio.
She is a beast. That's ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness. Nails the three. Wow.
And shout out to Emma Foltz for completing that play. Man, that was awesome.
Nails the three. Deflects it, saves it behind the back. Foltz is there. What a sequence. That is, if you're Coach Angel and the Sailors coaching staff, that is the ultimate highlight play because you hit an outside shot, you immediately pressure on defense, and you throw an assist to your teammate down low. That's perfect basketball right there.
And as soon as we look up, it goes from a 9-point game to suddenly a 15-point game
What
in
happened?
a matter of 30 seconds.
I blinked, and the Sailors are back up 15. Final 3 minutes and 2 seconds of this second period, and how we know how important that final few minutes of the second quarter, first few minutes of the third quarter can be. The Golden State Warriors built a dynasty out of closing out first halves and starting second halves with that. And right now the Sailors have their foot on the gas for these final 3 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, I've been saying since the very beginning, since it was 8-4, this feels like a game that can get broken open by Newport Harbor. We're seeing it right now. If they can close out these last 3 minutes strong, it might be a 20-point game at halftime.
Sailors looking for win number 6 in a row. The win streak started 2 weeks ago with a 49-point win here at home against Laguna Beach. Now Losal breaks the press in the corner. Three-pointer by Graham. Blocked out of bounds. Was that Coatsworth swatting that one?
Yep, swatted it, came out, closed out on the three-point line, and got the block.
Sailors ball hawking right now. Flying to the ball like it did something bad to him. Mishandled. Dionio goes to pick the pocket. Now in the corner, another three-pointer. High-arcing shot. Misses strong. Beach rebound. High off the glass. No. Finally, Losal puts it home. Quarterboy, the freshman there, to lay it in. And here comes Chase Dionio. Crossover. Driving. Outside. Jover. Shot! Too strong. Rebound Coatsworth.
Coatsworth does a great job at keeping plays alive on the offensive glass.
Willa Rath drives baseline. Hangs in the air. Floater. Bounces home. The shooters roll.
And the Sailors rolling with the big team right now. Foltz, Coatsworth, and Rath all at the same time.
And Foltz deflects that pass from Megan Lee. Tips it out of bounds. Possession, Los Alamitos. 2 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Beach pushes it up to Lou. And she'll drive in. Floater. Misses strong. Rebound Foltz. Now here comes Dionio. Jover leaking out. Dionio gets it to her. Jover misses it. Rebound, Rath. Yes! Rath has the shooter's touch tonight, and the 6-footer has no match down low.
Her size and athleticism and tenacity finds her constantly around the rim and with the ball in her hands.
It's a deadly combo. Willa Rath, 3-sport athlete here at Newport Harbor, field hockey, lacrosse, and hoops. Deep two-point J. Rebound, grabbed with authority by Willa Rath. And Coatsworth pushes it up to Jover. Now the Sailors going to catch their breath. Final 90 seconds of the half.
Coach Kennedy really wants to stop here. Doesn't want to make it a 19, 20-point game.
Foltz in the paint, misses. Rebound, Coatsworth, and Rath there to put it home. Willa Rath, get her some Windex, cleaning the glass tonight.
And all three forwards touch the ball on that one play. The size coming into play for Newport Harbor.
Beach loses it out of bounds for Losal. All of a sudden, Howard, the size, the length, the aggression, the tenacity of the Sailors living rent-free in the Griffins' heads, and they're closing out this quarter almost up 20 here. It's a 19-point lead with 62 seconds remaining. Up top, Dionio, hand in her face, lots of contact, it won't go. One-handed rebound by Coatsworth. Now Dionio, baseline J. Ooh, too strong. Coatsworth there again. Oh my goodness.
Keeping everything alive on the glass.
I would not want to be in the octagon with Emma Coatsworth. She's taking no prisoners down low.
And that's just a willingness to get to the ball and commitment to rebounding on the defensive end, on the offensive end.
48 seconds to go in the second quarter, and Losal
still in the press by Newport Harbor, not letting anything go.
Shot missed, rebound, Coatsworth. Rath affected the shot. Jover brings it up for the Sailors. 30 seconds left in the second. Jover crossing over. Outside, Foltz, Dionio. Jover, back to Foltz, on the block, missed it, rebound, Losal. 20 seconds to go. And that's Kaylee Liu bringing it up the sideline for the Griffins. Steps into a J. Yes, Kaylee Liu. They needed that. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Jover brings it up for the Sailors. 5 seconds to go. Tough shot outside. Dionio at the buzzer. Oh! I would have lost it if that went in. That would have been the perfect cherry on top to end the half. But it's a great finish regardless. Sailors up 17 heading into the third quarter. Howard, let's take a breather. I know I need one after that quick opening half between the Griffins and the Sailors. When we come back, we'll have some halftime stats and analysis and second half action for you. Sailors lead 41-24 over the Griffins. You're watching Newport Harbor Girls Basketball on TarTV. Welcome back in to TarTV. Halftime is over, and Sydney Jover triggers a corner three to start the second half, misses strong, and boom, we're right back underway. It was a quick first half, fast-moving pace. Sailors' offense predicated by their aggressive defense, and right out of the gates, Sailors are right back at it.
Yep, right back at it in the press. Even though it's almost a 20-point game, 17 points. Late foul call.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul. Payne got whapped in the face by Dalen Renee. So not a shooting foul, but she got a hit somewhere.
In high school, the kids aren't used to flopping yet, so they actually play through the contact. If that was the NBA,
my gosh,
WNBA, she would have went down like she got shot.
Up top, now in the corner, Liu, three-pointers, true. Kaylee Liu, and Los Al has the first points of the second half. A triple in the corner by Kaylee Liu.
We predicted she'd get going at some point.
Fultz on the elbow, bounce pass is not on target. Here comes Los Alamitos. Megan Lee pushes it ahead for them. Now Payne, knifing, bounce pass outside. Liu, another three, back-to-back triples for Kaylee Liu. Boom, boom. And that's a 6-0 run to open up half number 2 for Los Al.
30-41 feels a lot more manageable than it just did a second ago.
That's Fultz with it, bringing it in. Now finds Rath down low, mishandled, turnover.
That's 41-30, excuse me.
And they're going to get Rath on the foul. I thought that was going to be the second or third time this game that Willa Rath tied up the Los Al player after a miss and forced the jump ball. They will get her on a push.
Well, let's see if Los Al can break this press and keep some of the good momentum going.
They break the press, and that's a travel. Yeah, that's got to be a travel. It is. Lael Sells, the junior forward, walked with it. Good defense by the Sailors to force the turnover. Emma Fultz going to inbound to Sydney Jover for Newport. As right after that, Sells checks out, and the freshman Sydney Quarterboyd checks back in for the Griffins.
I don't think Sells or Quarterboyd started the first half. So looking at some different lineups, coach switching it up for Los Al.
Oh, a nice look. Rath bounce pass to Renee, gets it back and puts it in.
Good ball movement.
That breaks a 6-0 Griffins run. Sailors back up by 13, and now they're pressing. I don't think they've stopped pressing since the first quarter.
Coatsworth doing a good job in the middle of that press. Great job.
And here comes Dionio. You can't leave her alone. Oh, she missed it short. A very rare miss from Chase Dionio. And I wouldn't want to be whoever's guarding her. Another three-pointer from Los Al, high off the glass. Bank closed. On the ground, Renee tied up. Jump ball. Possession, Los Alamitos.
I keep getting Fultz and Coatsworth confused because they're both so active on the glass. That was Fultz doing a great job at the point in the very middle of that press.
So it's Griffin's ball. 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Outside Liu, one dribble, shot. Oh, that would have been her third in a row. And now baseball pass, long range from Fultz to Rath, and Jover puts it home.
Coach Kennedy is not happy right now.
Here comes Payne, drawing contact, and one. How many and ones does she have tonight, Howard? A few.
She's got multiple. I think that's her third one. She hasn't hit either of the free throws on the first two, but she fights through the contact and keeps playing.
So the senior guard, Dylan Payne, will go to the line to complete the three-point play. A couple substitutions here. Bland and I think just Bland checks in for the Sailors.
The reason why I say Coach Kennedy is so frustrated is because her team is doing a good job of hanging around as Payne hits the free throw, but they keep giving up these easy transition buckets for easy points for Newport Harbor.
That's Jover getting it down to Rath. They feed it to Dionio, baseline, back to Rath, a beautiful pass, and Dionio puts it in.
That's Rath that puts it in on the pass from Dionio, and Rath is just doing great movement without the ball.
Another three-pointer by Liu. This one's short. She's 2 for 4 this quarter. Rebound, Payne tied up, goes up with it. I don't know how she put that in. The Newport Harbor defender had her around the wrist, pulling her backwards. Now Dionio finds Bland, cutting to the cup. Rebound, Quarterboyd. Here comes Los Al. Megan Lee, Jay, Bank, not going in, and it's out of bounds possession. Sailors, 5 on the floor for Newport Harbor. Emma Foltz, Chase Dionio, Sydney Jover, Willa Rath, and the junior, Kate Bland.
And only a 12-point game, 12-point lead for Newport Harbor. Just 20 a few minutes ago.
Jover in the corner. Cross-court pass to Dionio, steps into a 3, nails it. Chase Dionio, not the bottom of the net, and now she's pressing. And Payne's going to try to bring it up across the timeline for Los Al. She has been the elixir to breaking this press today. She forced that pass to Lou, right through her fingertips, turnover, Sailors ball.
Dionio is everything you want your leader to be. Plays hard, plays defense, knocks down big shots, passes the ball well. She's a complete player.
Kinley Graham checks in for Los Alamitos, replacing the freshman guard, Megan Lee. Jover gets it to Bland at the elbow, puts it on the deck. Bland, a lot of contact. She'll go to the line, shooting 2.
I like Bland. She doesn't get a ton of minutes, but she plays very confident, knows exactly what she wants when she gets in, and always makes contributions.
Kate Bland, the 5'10 junior. 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist per game this season. 44% free throw shooter, and she nails the first. Sailors looking to get win number 11 this season and move their win streak to 6 games as Bland nails the pair. 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the third. Sailors continue to press. It's disrupted by Dionio. She gets it. Oh, beautiful bounce pass. Threading the needle to Jover. Can't put it home. Foltz crashes the boards. She's tied up and fouled. And that's that Sailors aggression. Foot on the gas. All gas, no brakes. Sailors don't let up, and because of that, Emma Foltz will shoot 2 free throws.
Dionio with another good effort on the press, and she's excellent with that one-handed bounce pass. Put a little English on it, and it's always in the pocket of the receiver.
First free throw by Foltz is true. Emma Foltz, junior forward, 70% from the charity stripe this season. She had a solid game last Thursday against Huntington Beach. 8 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 80% from the field. Efficient, Emma Foltz.
That's that pump fake that got her teammate the first time.
She had Rath on the lane violation in the first half. She misses that one, and Sailors' lead is 18 halfway through the third quarter. 4 minutes remaining until the final period. Beach has it at the elbow, finds Lou in the corner. She's hit 2 this quarter. Misses that one long. Rebound Beach. The freshman goes up with it. Off the glass and good.
Lost out, just hanging around, keeping it close enough.
Bland baseline, and she's whacked on the face. Won't be a shooting foul, but it will be Sailors ball. Emma Foltz to inbound on the baseline for Newport Harbor. Sailors fresh off a historic win last Thursday against Huntington Beach. 2-point win in overtime. First time in known program history that they beat the Oilers. That one's mishandled. Who's there to clean it up but Chase Dionio? Tough baseline. Jay, count it! And the foul! Chase Dionio feeling herself out on the baseline. Old school hooping. And she'll go for 3 the old-fashioned way.
Drove baseline, stopped on a dime right in front of the defense, took the contact on the elbow, and still drains the jumper. That's tough.
Chase Dionio. Every time we watch her in this gym, Howard, she puts on a show. As that one misses, left out of bounds. Possession, Los Alamitos. Like you mentioned early in the game, Howard, last time we did a game, Sailors blowout of Laguna Beach. Foltz tips it to Dionio. She threw the lob for Blake Griffin. He wasn't there, and it's Los Alamitos' ball.
Well, everything is going her way, so she figured, let me just throw it up and see what happens.
I was like, it reminded me right there of Lob City Clippers. Chris Paul throwing it up, and Blake Griffin coming home to jam it. Emma Foltz couldn't corral it, and Dalen Renee checks back into the game. We're going to have a timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Remind me number 5's name, Alex, the young lady that moved up from JV.
That's Ellie Robinson.
Ellie Robinson, really solid player. She gave Newport Harbor some strong minutes off the bench the last game we saw.
Well, I was talking with Coach Angel before the game, and she said that is now a permanent move Ellie Robinson.
We predicted that when we saw her play last time.
But what we didn't know was what year she was. She's a freshman.
Oh, wow.
So that's a big-time move for her. She earned those varsity minutes. We predicted that the call-up would be full-time,
right,
and it was. So credit to the freshman, Ellie Robinson. But back to what I was saying about Chase Dionio, as you mentioned, the last time we saw her play here, we were talking about, is she in competition for the all-time Newport Harbor girls basketball first quarter points record?
She had like 20 or something in a quarter, something
It
crazy.
felt like that. And we were like, I got to check the record books. I got to go over to Heritage Hall after the game and check the record books. That's what kind of show Chase Dionio put on here for us. And she's doing the same thing here again tonight after the timeout. It's Los Al basketball. Fell has it. Steps into a jumper. Sinks it. Textbook. Emmy Fell. Sailors lead is 16. Final 3 minutes of the third period.
Pretty sure it's another 20-point game for Dionio.
She has it, now gets it to Fultz on the elbow. That one a little far for Dalen Renee.
Harbor been a little sloppy the last few possessions.
In the corner, Payne, quick three-pointer. Ends up in the hands of her teammate Lou. Now she gets it back down on the block, sells outside. They work it around the perimeter. Payne so dangerous with the ball in her hands. Finds Lou, bounce pass. Best ball movement in a minute for Los Al. Sailors defense working. Deep shot by Lou. And that's going to be a foul on Emma Fultz. Tough offensive rebound grabbed by the freshman center, Emmy Fell. And Payne going to inbound it for Los Alamitos as Willa Rath checks back in for the Sailors. The 6-foot senior replacing 5'9" junior Emma Fultz. Great minutes from Fultz here tonight. Quick shot, Lou. She's hit a couple. She misses that short. And Rath going to fight for it. Feed it out to Bland. Dionio brings it up. Chase Dionio so dangerous. Knifing, hanging, and putting it in. Chase Dionio putting on a clinic.
Left hand on him. Beautiful finish.
Here comes Payne. Payne's having herself a night as well. The lone senior out there for Los Alamitos. A weapon with the ball in her hands.
And Dionio saying, you're not going right on me. I'm forcing you left now. I like that adjustment.
Rath forces the tough pass. It's blocked by Bland. And then Rath flies to it. She'll push it ahead. Payne tips it out of bounds. Oh, correction. That was Ellie Robinson. Thank you. Thank you.
Ellie Robinson giving some good minutes. And the whole Newport Harbor defense, even though it was a little sloppy on offense for a few possessions, the defensive intensity has not let up.
Dionio outside. Gets it to Robinson. Now Dalen Renee, 1 foot on the line. Shot is short. Back out to Dionio in the paint. Pulls up. Missed it. Renee crashing the boards out of bounds. Good looks for the Sailors, but they couldn't put it in. And I think Dalen Renee needs to check out of the game. She looks a little banged up after that hustle trying to save it in bounds.
Might have caught an elbow to the solar plexus, losing her wind or something.
Sydney Jover checks back in for Newport Harbor. She joins Chase Dionio, Emma Coatsworth, Ellie Robinson, and Willa Rath. Los Al gets it up across to Lou. Now trying to feed it inside. Coatsworth and Rath tie up. Quarter Boyd in the paint. It's a turnover. I don't think they keep stats on how many jump balls are forced, but Willa Rath has forced at least 4 in this game.
Oh, yeah, she's active. She's all over the place, always in good position, and very, very tough to keep off the boards.
Chase Dionio, junior guard, dribbles it up for the Sailors. Tries to find Robinson cutting baseline. Little too much mustard on that pass from Dionio.
Well, I bet we'll see a lot of that next year. That's a relationship that's going to grow. Dionio didn't know if Robinson was going to keep going to the basket or pull up.
Payne breaks the press, drives in the lane, draws contact. Hoop won't go. But the senior guard will go the line shooting 2. Los Al, they're trying to keep their win streak alive. That's certainly in jeopardy right now, trailing by almost 20, 55 seconds to go in the third. They beat Mission Viejo on Saturday 60-15. And last week against Laguna, came away with the dub as well. The Griffins' next game going to be at CDM on Monday. So this is their only game this week. They've already played the Sea Kings or Sea Queens once this season. They lost that game by 10 back on April 29th. Payne sinks a pair. Her team back within 16. 55 seconds to go in the third. Jover will bring it up for Newport Harbor. Dionio attacking, hanging in the air, rebound, fought for. It goes off of Rath's foot. Now Rath almost forces the tie up once again. It's tipped and Rath comes away with it. Ahead to Dionio. She finds Robinson, the freshman, goes hard to the paint. No, passes it to Jover, has it blocked from behind, out of bounds. Griffin's basketball.
A lot of scrambling for the ball. Still hands in the passing lane everywhere. Both teams hustling. It's going to be a big hole for LaSalle to climb out of, but looks like they're up for the challenge.
Lou pushes it ahead to Lee. She's triple teamed at the half-court line. Great defense by the Sailors. Coatsworth ties her up. It's a jump ball. Possession, Los Alamitos.
Coach Kennedy and Coach Angel both up, yelling directions at their team.
These are two well-coached programs, mostly freshmen on the Los Al side. As we talked about at halftime, Howard, this is a program just up the 405 freeway to keep an eye on in the Sunset Conference for the next few years.
Well, if this was 2023, it might feel a little different. I can't wait to see these kids develop.
Ooh, Quarterboy drives in the paint.
Quarterboy has some moves. She's going to be good.
Dionio, baseball pass, threading the needle to Jover. She can't put it home. What a look, though, by Dionio. Had that thing on a frozen rope. And the Sailors lead by 16 at the end of 3. Heading into the final period, Newport Harbor 57, Los Alamitos 41. We'll have more Sailors girls basketball when we come back on TarTV.
they've got to just tighten up, relax, run their stuff, and finish the game strong.
Last Thursday at Huntington Beach, Sailors outscored the Oilers 27-20 to force overtime. Then outscored them 2-0 in overtime. Strange overtime score. Sailors won that game by 2. First time beating the Oilers in program history. So this is a Sailors team that knows resilience. They know perseverance. Their lead has been cut into. Can they stop the bleeding here? Jover to Dionio. Fultz in the corner. Rath now back out to Jover. Sailors break the press. And they're going to get someone on Los Al for a foul. Emma Fultz draws the foul, and she will inbound it for the Sailors. 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining, 28 on the shot clock. 15 on the shot clock.
Los Al in defensive position, ready to give a good effort.
It's a catch and shoot for Rath. Off the back of the iron, rebound Payne. Here come the Griffins. Payne looking to run, guarded by Dionio. She pokes in, pulls it back out. Now spins around, gets past Dionio. Bounce pass, corner. Deep shot by Lou. Ends up in the hands of Lee. Won't go. Rebound Fultz. Ahead. Jover. Bounce pass. Dionio up off the glass and good. Huge bucket for the junior.
Huge bucket. That gives you a little bit more cushion to feel good about yourself if you're Newport Harbor. Nothing to worry about here.
And Payne dribbles it off her foot. Who's there but Chase Dionio?
All right, we got to break the record books back out, Alex. Chase Dionio's got at least 12 or 14 points in this quarter, and it's been a quiet 12 or 14.
I'm going to set down my headset. I'm going to walk over to Heritage Hall, find Sean Bolton, say, pull out the record books. I'm digging in there right now because I know that they've been playing girls basketball here on Irvine Avenue since 1930, and Chase Dionio's got to be in there somewhere. By the end of this season, she's got to be in that record book somewhere.
I'm sure that since 1930, there hasn't been too many people that can fill up a stat sheet like Chase Dionio. She does it at every phase of the game, and as we've seen in the fourth quarter, just running out, getting transition buckets, and out-hustling everybody.
Now that final steal and layup, that 4-0 individual run by Chase Dionio is the perfect punctuation mark on this game for her and her team right when this young Los Alamitos team starts to strike back, go on a 7-0 run. Final 2 minutes, boom. Chase Dionio, back-to-back buckets, a steal, harassment on the defensive end. She's been so big for the Sailors tonight.
And now if you're Newport Harbor, it felt kind of funny a second ago, a 9-point game. That didn't feel right. Now we're back out to 13. Feels a little bit better. If you can get another bucket and extend it to 15, it still feels like the blowout that you came for.
And 2 substitutions for the Sailors. Number 10, the junior 5'9" forward Reese Rasmussen, and the 5'5" senior guard Vanessa Cornejo check into the game for Newport Harbor. That one is tipped out of bounds. Last touched by the Sailors, Sydney Jover. It'll remain Los Alamitos basketball with 47 seconds to go. 29 on the shot clock. Lee to inbound, gets it to Payne in the corner. Quick right-handed three by Dylan Payne. Too long. Rebound grab by Beach, the freshman. They work it around, back to Payne, another corner three, exact same shot, misses strong again. Another rebound by Beach, can't get it to go. Out of bounds, Sailors ball.
And what good experience for these young freshmen playing in this high-tense, high-pressure game. Coach Kennedy looks like she's just having a blast coaching her team, taking every opportunity to help them get better. You love to see it.
Dionio, bounce pass inbound to Jover, and Lee quickly fouls Jover.
And we got a substitution for Newport Harbor, got a new senior in the game.
Yep, Vanessa Cornejo and Reese Rasmussen both getting some late game action here for the Sailors. It's a 1-and-1 for Jover. 29.3 seconds to go. And Jover sinks the first. Sydney Jover, 77% free throw shooter this season. That is the best of anyone on the Sailors with as many attempts as she has. The freshman Ellie Robinson shooting just under 90% with a few less attempts. Jober, nothing but nylon, sinks a pair. And 30 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock is off. Lou, corner three. She's hit a few. She hits another.
And the bench for Los Al still cheering, still up yelling, good energy. I know you've been on me a little bit, Alex, because I'm a fan of these Los Al sporting programs, but They've just they do stuff right over there, and it you can tell all throughout the program, from how they play to how they treat each other to how they coach.
They run a solid program up there, up the 405 at Los Alamitos High School. Obviously, their football program is a big deal. Jover misses that one. But we saw their boys basketball program come in here, handle business against our Sailors, and look real impressive in the process. Girls looked young, but well coached tonight, and will certainly be a problem in the next few years in the Sunset Conference.
Absolutely. A lot of stuff for the Los Al Griffins to feel happy about over the next few years.
And Jover hits 1 of 2, 3 out of her last 4. Payne throws it over to Lou. She steps into a 3. Back-to-back threes for Kaylee Lou. That's 4 in the second half for the freshman. And they foul Rasmussen, trying to get it up to Cornejo. This will end the game here for the Sailors. Cornejo and Rasmussen fired up, getting in the game here at the end. And Rasmussen, the junior, going to get to shoot a 1-and-1.
Kaylee Lou setting up right here in front of us, coming to find her spot for this corner 3.
First free throw by the 5'9 junior, Rasmussen. In and out, no good. And second one rattles out. Rath fights for the rebound. Rath thought that Los Al touched that. They didn't. Final shot of the game. Cassidy Beach, the freshman three-pointer. She misses.
She wanted that 3, though. Still in good spirits. You love to see it.
The freshman clearly doesn't get to take a lot of outside shots. She wanted that one. And you know what, Howard? It's a 10-point win for the Sailors, 73-63. Newport Harbor win number 11 on the season. They move to 11-2. Their 5-game win streak moves to 6. Los Al drops to 7-6, and they snap their 2-game win streak. But, Howard, this is not a game to hang your head about if you're the Los Alamitos Griffins. A young team, amazing effort here tonight. It's just the Sailors, they had a little more firepower, and they did what the Sailors do, which is press nonstop, fly to the ball, and run an offense that's all started by that defense, those steals, and that full court press by Coach Angel's squad.
And this wasn't even by any means a perfect game for the Sailors. It wasn't even their best game of the season so far. It was very sloppy early on. I think we were 5 minutes into the first quarter, and it was still 4-8, not a lot of points on either end. So it took some time to get going. Sailors end up putting 73 points on the board. So I think this is a win that they're going to feel good about, but also understand, hey, we didn't play our best. We have some things to clean up, and our ceiling is still something we haven't reached yet.
Well, the Sailors will get a chance to see what that ceiling is. They play Laguna Beach, a team that's down this year. They go on the road to Laguna on Thursday, and then we're back here on Monday, senior night against Edison. 3 games remaining on the schedule for the Lady Sailors. Currently ranked number 2 in their division, Division 4 Single A for CIF Southern Section. So things are looking good. We might have a postseason game. We should have a postseason game here at Yardley Court. First time since 2011. Sailors are going to make the playoffs. Howard, I'm feeling good about Newport Harbor Sailors girls basketball.
You should. Coach Angel has her team dialed in, firing on all cylinders, playing exactly how she wants them to after, I think, 13 games so far. It's 11-2. They're looking great. They're in stride. Just got to finish out these last couple of games with some momentum headed into the playoffs. I'm feeling great about where we're at right now.
Well, we'll be back on Monday, you and I, for the Lady Sailors taking on Edison senior night. You and I will be back on the call on Friday, taking on Edison here at home. Boys basketball. I'll be on the call tomorrow night, tarradio.com for the boys taking on Marina, and also on TarTV. Tomorrow we have girls soccer in the playoffs against Hart High School hosting the game here, CAF Southern Section Division 1. So that should be some fun. Maybe you'll tune in for that one. I promise you some good. See, we're in the postseason now. This gets me excited. We didn't have postseason for football or the fall sports, so now we have postseason, and I'm getting my Sailor juices going.
Well, the girls are definitely going to hold it down for us because we're going to host not only a soccer home game for the playoffs, but girls basketball as well.
All right, we'll tune in tomorrow. We'll be back to RTV 4 o'clock opening kick for girls soccer taking on Hart High School. We'll have boys basketball tomorrow night, tarradio.com. Howard, see you later this week.
Go Sailors.
Go Sailors, a 10-point lead. Sailors win streak moves to 6 in a row, and they are now 11-2 on the season, beating the Los Alamitos Griffins here today at Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium. For our athletic director, Jerry Murray, and our principal, Sean Bolton. For John Hoist, Trixie, the Fresh Mesh, and the whole TarTV crew. for Coach Angel and her squad. For my broadcast partner, Howard Kroom, this is Alex Crawford saying from Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium to Davidson Field, from the bell tower to the pool deck. You've been watching Newport Harbor girls basketball on TarTV. Go Sailors!